Our adventure begins in Lima, Peru. It's a long flight from Seattle to Lima with a stop in Miami. We arrive in Lima late at night and finally get to our hotel at 12:30 a.m. But in the morning, we're ready to go on a city tour with our traveling companions Judy and Mike. In the early 20th century, Lima had a period of urban renewal and expansion, and Art Deco was all the rage. As we get close to the Plaza Mayor, we see all kinds of government buildings. The Plaza San Martin was inaugurated on July 27, 1921, on the 100th anniversary of the independence of Peru. It honors José de San Martin, liberator of Argentina, Chile, and Peru. The Plaza Mayor de Lima is the birthplace of the city of Lima. Pizarro designated this land to be the main square in 1535. This water fountain at the center of the plaza was built in 1651. A couple of American tourists. The City Hall of Lima is on the west side of the plaza. This building is on the south side of the plaza. Lima Cathedral was built between 1602 and 1797. Government Palace is the seat of the executive branch of the Peruvian government. Now we're going to visit the cathedral. The Gothic arches of the nave of the cathedral are very impressive. This is the tomb of Francisco Pizarro, the founder of Lima. Pizarro's crypt is entirely covered in mosaics depicting the conquest of the Incas. This one shows Pizarro sending back any soldiers who would not commit totally to his quest. The monumental pipe organ was built in the mid-1800s, but has not been used in many years. The main altarpiece of the cathedral was built in 1799. Chapels line the side naves, each with an impressive altarpiece. We walk down Heron Ancash and admire the old colonial balconies. Our destination is Plazuelo, San Francisco, and the Basilica and Convent of San Francisco. The beautiful main cloister of the Convent of San Francisco. The walls of the galleries surrounding the cloister are covered with ceramic tiles dating to the early 1600s. The complex is dedicated to St. Francis of Assisi. The choir was built in 1658. It's carved cedar in a Baroque style. Behind the choir seats are 71 figures of saints and martyrs. The library contains 20,000 rare volumes from the 15th to the 18th century. Going down the stairs, we look up at this beautiful dome of Moorish design. It was built in 1546 and rebuilt in 1655 after an earthquake. Then down to the Catacombs, which operated as the city cemetery from the colonial time up to 1810. It's estimated that the catacombs house the remains of up to 70,000 people. The bones are sorted by type and artfully arranged. We have one more planned stop on our city tour of Lima, Lovers Park in Miraflores. The centerpiece of the park is this statue entitled El Beso, the Kiss. Now to Poro, Peru, for a late lunch of Peruvian specialties. And an introduction to the most popular soft drink in Peru, Inca Cola, which tastes like bubble gum. Back to the Swiss hotel, but we're not tired yet, so we go for a walk to work off lunch. Lima is full of history and museums that document it. Most focus on the Incas, but the Larco Museum has a wonderful collection of pre-Inca artifacts. The Larco Museum is housed in an 18th century viceroy's mansion, surrounded by beautiful gardens. The permanent collection explores the more than 5,000-year history of ancient Peru. There are textiles like this funeral mantle used to cover a noble's mummy, and many finely worked gold and silver artifacts. These are nose ornaments. But the most impressive part of the collection is the pottery. The Mochi civilization, which flourished in northern coast of Peru from 200 to 850 AD, were masters of pottery. These are portrait pictures with the face of the owner. Another unique feature of this museum is that the storage rooms are open. It's amazing how deep the collection is, with shelves of pictures organized by motif. These stirrup pictures represent a seated Mochi lord with a headdress. And those are just a few of the shelves and shelves of pictures and pottery objects. And be sure not to miss the gallery of pre-Columbian erotic pottery. Back again at the hotel, we enjoy a light supper in the bar and hit the bed. Our flight to Iquitos has been changed to 5:15 a.m. We have to leave the hotel at 3:30.